Carlee Russell is being charged. Let's get straight into it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Let's rock out, y'all.
Good afternoon. Earlier today, Hoover police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carlee Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case. Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation as the concern grew that a kidnapper was on the loose using a small child as bait. Numerous law enforcement agencies, both local and federal, began working tirelessly not only to bring Carlee home to her family, but locate a kidnapper that we know now never existed.
Do y'all realize that federal authorities came in to work this case? They cared so much about black women and they cared so much about women in general that y'all say that they don't have any kind of regard for. They care so much about black women that y'all say that she don't care, that they don't care about. I actually seen a video and a clip of her walking out of her lawyer's office. I seen her father being crazy, still falling into the trap. And I can't say that I blame him for supporting his daughter. I just don't think that I would be visible as a result of it. Because, you know, you do your loved ones and all of that other type of stuff or whatever, right? I seen Umar Johnson the other day say, support your kids no matter what, even if they are a little bit on that other side. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I blame her father. But look at all of the shit that she done put everybody through. They brought in federal authorities to come and find that white baby and the kidnapper that was using the white baby in order to find the culprit that allegedly at the time kidnapper. But anybody in their right mind could see what was going on. But there's a bigger message that they're trying to send out here, and I'm going to share that with you shortly.
Many private citizens volunteered their time and energy into looking for a potential kidnapping victim that we know now was never in any danger. This story opened wounds for families whose loved ones really were victims of kidnappings, some of which even helped organize searches in hopes they could find Carlee's alive so her family would not experience the pain and suffering that they felt when their loved ones never returned home. As we know, actions can have consequences, and that's why we're here today. This afternoon, Carlee Russell, with the assistance of her attorney, turned herself into the Hoover City Jail, where she was arrested for the following charges: false reporting to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor, $1,000 bond; falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond. Each of these charges carry up to a year in jail and potential fine of $6,000 upon conviction.
Let me ask y'all a question. Here's the question that I want to ask my chat. And I want y'all participating because I get my energy from y'all. And so in order for me to understand where it is that I need to go with this, I need to understand exactly where y'all are, right? These are misdemeanors, okay? These are not felonies. They are not major charges, in my personal opinion. Any jail time is bad jail time. Shout out to everybody that watched the full interview on the Patreon of Fleece Johnson. If you did not watch that interview of Fleece Johnson in the Patreon and say to yourself, I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to jail or prison in my life, then you need to be put on an island by yourself. If you did not watch, even the people that watch some of the clips on YouTube or my other channel, and if you did not watch some of those stories, yo, Fleece he said to me with a straight face, he said, Anton, they tortured me. I said, how they torture you, Fleece? He said, they put me in 4 points, naked, down in the basement where it was about 120 degrees next to the electric chair, tied me up and left me there and let the flies eat out of my booty. That's how he said it, out of my booty. He said that was one of the worst experiences that he ever had in his entire life. He said they just let hundreds and hundreds of flies go all into the crack. He said every time he moved, it felt like they was drilling down harder inside of his booty. I said, Fleece, all of these thugs getting out of jail every single day. I said, they all say that if you just mind your business, you ain't got to worry about nobody coming in and doing anything to you. He said, they a lie. He said, Anton, they are a liar. I said, Wait a minute. You telling me these dudes be having whole girlfriends in prison? That be swanging? He said, yes. He said, they got whole women's and they have whole wives and families that's holding them down outside of prison. He said, but he said, they wife in prison is more important than their wife outside of prison. He said, they will get rid of their whole family in order to maintain that relationship that they got in prison. And that's the truth. He said, that's the truth. That's how he said it. Literally, that's how he said it. That is the truth. I said, Fleece, what happened when you first got into prison? He said, I was sitting there and I didn't know. He said, I was a young man. I was only 16 years old. And I seen this man, and he had been looking at a dirty magazine, and he said to me, I want the real thing. I want the real thing. He said, you gonna give me that booty. You gonna give me that booty. I said, Fleece, what did you say? He said, I was so scared as a 16-year-old. I said to myself, I'm about to get this man the ass that he ain't never had in his life. Yo. Yo. I said, family. Yo, I tried to hold my composure so much. I tried to hold my composure. I couldn't hold myself. Because it was like heartbreaking, and then it was just like, it was hilarious at the same time. But here's my question. Do you think, even though this is a misdemeanor considering the laws and the protection that we have around black women today, do you think that the prosecutors and the people that are going after Carlee Russell, considering everything that's happened right now, right? Because again, usually we're used to women not having any accountability whatsoever. Any accountability whatsoever. But now, they not fucking around over in Alabama. They said, listen, I like you and I want you. And I'm going to have you. That's what the prosecutor is saying. I like you and I want you. Now, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. Let's continue.
Ms. Russell was released from jail after posting bond. We initially presented this case to District Attorney Lanice Washington, who agreed to handle prosecution through district court. After consulting with the Circuit Court of Jefferson County, Bessemer Division, the case was referred back to municipal court for charging because the only applicable charges were misdemeanors. Judging from the amount of phone calls and emails that we've received from people all over the country, I know many are shocked and appalled that Ms. Russell is only being charged with 2 misdemeanors, despite all the panic and disruption her actions caused.
People are pissed. They are pissed all the way up to pisstivity. We got over 1,000. I'm pissed right now because we got over 1,000 people in here and we got a minimal amount of likes. We got over 1,000 people in here and I am about to go into my second T. Chanley commercial. He said they receive calls all over the country and people are pissed that she's only being charged with 2 misdemeanors.
Let me assure you, I too share the same frustration, but existing laws only allow the charges that were filed to be filed. I can tell you that I will be contacting our state legislatures on behalf of law enforcement in Montgomery and asking them to look at this law applied to these facts and urge them to add an enhancement to current legislation when somebody falsely reports kidnapping or another violent crime.
What I've been saying for a long time is that fellas need to remove themselves from participating in A, the protection, B, the aiding, C, the simping, and then D, even having a conversation about what it is that we need to be doing with women, specifically black women, considering that they refuse to hold themselves and each other accountable. Refusal. Until we get laws passed and we started advocating all the way up into our legislative branches, and we start holding politicians accountable for actually pushing for things that actually evolve the family court laws and make sure that we start holding people accountable for the actions like they already do men, then men need to divest themselves from even having conversations on what protection looks like in the first place. Alabama ain't fucking around. He said, listen, we understand. The only thing that we can do is we can prosecute to the furthest extent of the law. Let me ask y'all a question. Considering this, right? And we know that DJ Envy is a simp and there's going to be simps all over the place, right? Considering, do you guys believe that she's actually going to do jail time? That's my question. Do you think that Carlee Russell is actually going to do jail time? 30 days, 10 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, up to 1 year in prison. Do you believe, thank you, Philip Sadiq, I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Do y'all, everybody is saying no. All of the fellas I see right now are saying no. Do you believe at any point she's going to be held truly accountable for her actions? Let's see what else he got to say really quickly, and then we're going to move on.
Because of the attention this case has garnered, we've requested Attorney General Steve Marshall's office adopt this case, and they've agreed to do so. The Hoover Police Department wants to thank everyone that assisted us from the beginning and continues to assist us in this case as we work its way through the criminal justice system. Joining me at the podium today is State of Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall.
Thank you, Chief. Let me begin by commending Hoover Police Department Chief Durgis for his leadership in this investigation. Obviously, this captured many's attention as a result of not only the allegations themselves, but also the concern about a possible victim in being able to return her home. The work that was done by the Hoover Police Department was monumental in its lift, and the results of that work you are seeing come to fruition today with the charges that have been levied. I also want to commend the many other men and women of both state and federal law enforcement for their work collaboratively with the Hoover Police Department in assisting in this investigation. Chief, appreciate the opportunity to be able to partner with you in this prosecution. We will dedicate a team to be able to help the city of Hoover in handling these two individual charges and look forward to bringing this case to fruition.
One of the problems is that from a financial perspective, let's break this down in both ways. From a financial perspective, the first problem is that she's not being held accountable for the level of resources that was dedicated in order to ensure. What the hell is going on here? What's up, bro? So what now? Yeah, what's going on? The first problem is she's not going to be able to absolutely positively be held accountable for the financial resources that was levied in order to make sure that this A is prosecuted and then B, we find this white baby that never existed. You know how many they brought in federal officers, resources, investigators, all of this stuff in order to try to find this chick. And she was playing with y'all emotions. And that don't even consider all of the different women across the world, let alone the United States of America, that accuse men of doing things that they never did and is getting out as a result of the Innocence Project, but you can't hold them accountable as a result of it. If I had to guess, I believe that she is going to do some time. I believe that she is going to have to do some time. I don't think that she's going to do a lot of time, but I think that they dedicated to trying to make an example out of y'all. I, in my heart, with the way that they pursued this case, with the way that they was adamant about the idea that they had to charge her, with the fact that they seeing this thing all the way through, I don't think that they're gonna go halfway. I don't think that they're gonna go halfway. I believe that the state of Alabama is going to figure out how it is that they can have her and use her as an example. I think that they're going to use her as an example. I don't think that this is the end of it. But the bigger caveat is this. Women, don't y'all start to see writing on the wall? Didn't I warn y'all? Didn't I warn you that eventually you was going to push the narrative so fucking much? You were going to push it so much to where you break it. The straw that broke the camel's back. She is the first of what I think is going to be a wave of accountability that is going to start to be levied across the world. When you see what's happening over in Dubai and they like, yeah, that's nice. Keep your ass over here. Scream at us if you want to. When I see what's happening over in Alabama, society, not just men, but society in general is tired. They're tired of all of the foolishness that we continue to waste our time and resources on. They not fucking around with y'all no more. Honestly. Y'all better straighten the fuck up. Get it together. Straighten up. Go home. Take your ass home. For all of y'all that's over there spending the night with niggas that ain't even yours, take your ass home. Go home. You're going to find yourself in a situation that you don't like. Go home. Yep, I'm talking to you. I see you over there. You want to listen. You are somewhere where you're not supposed to be right now. Somebody watching this, right? A woman watching this right now is in a space that she not supposed to be in right this fucking minute. She thinking about doing something that she ain't supposed to be doing. She moving in a way that's not going to be conducive to her family. Not going to be conducive to her future. That's not going to be best for her. Walk the fuck away and go home. Go home. You're going to put yourself in a situation that's not best for you. I'm telling you. I'm warning you. I'm telling you. Listen. I don't know who it is. God talked to me. I know y'all don't believe it. God talked to me and he said, is somebody that is watching this right now or is overhearing somebody else watching it and they are thinking about or they doing something that they not supposed to do and they getting into something that's not going to be conducive for their lifestyle, go the fuck home. That's your message. That's for you personally. Go the fuck home.